you believe in gender roles?
No, not necessarily. I
Okay.
believe in capacity roles. I believe in strength roles. So it should be based on your capacity, your ability, that kind of thing.
Okay. Do you have the ability to utilize inductive reasoning?
What do you mean by inductive reasoning?
So inductive reasoning, never mind. I'm not even going to explain that. It's fine. Let's get into it then. You don't believe in gender roles. You believe in capacity. So let me ask you a question. Generally speaking, who has more capacity to win a fight? The man or the woman? If an intruder breaks in, who would be more physically capable to fight off the intruder? The boyfriend or the girlfriend?
The intruder might be bigger than the boyfriend, so I don't know.
Well, that's not the question that I asked. It doesn't matter if the intruder is bigger than the boyfriend. Is the girlfriend bigger than the boyfriend?
No, because I believe in the ability, it wouldn't be based on like the gender, right? So you want me to say boyfriend, but like I told you before,
yeah. See, listen. Remember when I said that? I asked, do you have the ability to utilize inductive reasoning?
Yes. But you said you weren't going to explain it, so you can go back to a point that you didn't want to explain.
Okay, go ahead. It's fine. Just go ahead.
Yes.
You was going to say something.
If an intruder, if an intruder comes in, it would always be based on the ability. Who has the ability to take them down?
And generally, who do you think would have the ability to take the intruder down, the man or the woman?
You're arguing with me based on a point that I'm not making, because you want me to answer either the man or the woman, and I'm telling you it's based on ability. Let me just help you out.
So, reason with me. Human beings, we all utilize inductive and deductive reasoning. We do this because in order for us to, get to certain conclusions and make certain points, this is how we think. And you do it too. You do have the capability to do it. Like if you would use inductive reasoning skills on finding what nail salon to go to. You would say, okay, well, this nail salon gets better reviews than other nail salons. So generally, this nail salon would have a higher probability of doing my nails good because the reviews is good. So you're using inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning is not to say that the nail salon is like, it's a guarantee that it is better than those other nail salons, but based off of the information that you gathered, you can come up with a generality to say that this is generally better based off of people going there and giving their reviews because the other ones got less good reviews. You get what I'm saying? So you do have the capability to utilize inductive reasoning. I'm just asking you to do it here.
No. You don't have to persuade me in a certain direction, right?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm trying to help you think.
No. You just said that for this conversation, I should use your format. You just said that.
Not use my format. You do it all the time.
No, I don't. You were generalizing once again, and I'm trying to let you know that that's not how every single person, like example myself, does things. So let's use the analogy that you just brought up about the nail salon, right? Because I don't necessarily use inductive reasoning, right? And I understand nuances, and I don't live my life based on binary thinking, as in male versus female or woman versus man. There are nuances to things. So my first question is, how come they have more reviews than the other nail salons around? I'm not just going to base it on reviews like you would, right? I would sort of think about other factors that could have prompted this nail salon to be reviewed more than other nail salons around. Does that make sense? It just shows that you and I just...
You're using inductive reasoning currently right now. With you stating what you just stated, you are using inductive reasoning.
Because you're saying that we should go with the general consensus, which is what based on the number of reviews that we're giving.
Because you can't utilize deductive reasoning and get to a definite answer on something like this. You can't do it within the example that I gave you. If an intruder breaks in, who's the question that I asked? If an intruder breaks in, generally speaking, who would have the capacity to fight off the intruder, the man or the woman? If you utilized inductive reasoning, you would start to think, well, generally, who's more stronger, the man or the woman? What would you say? Generally, who's more stronger?
I don't base things on like binary roles or gender roles. That's what I'm saying.
Wait.
I do it based on ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
like if
do you have a favorite like hair salon that you go to?
Can we just stick on the intruder?
We can't stick there because you don't know how to think. So I need to come up with another example to see if you're actually able to think.
No. When you use words like that, you're trying to create this like tension, and I think
no, it's not a tension. It's not a tension.
No, but don't do that. Like, don't do that. You can't think thing. It's like, it's kind of weird, right?
No, that isn't weird because you currently just said that you can't come to a generality on who's physically stronger. Generally, a man or a woman, you say that you can't do that. Why can't you do that when you do it all the time?
I don't do that all the time.
You do.
For me, I'm telling you that I don't. You do.
Okay. Do you prefer Walmart or Target?
No. Let's finish with one analogy.
Do you have a preference? Do you have preferences?
Listen, it doesn't matter how many analogies you use. You can just stick with one analogy and then get to the point.
Do you know in order for you to have a preference, you use inductive reasoning?
1 second. Let me speak. What I'm saying is, right, it doesn't matter how many analogies that you use. Is the fact that you're trying to prove your point in as many examples as you're going to use. So I'm saying, let's just stick with one. Okay. So let's use the intruder, right?
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Use the intruder. Go ahead.
So if it's two women in the room and an intruder comes in, it would be based on who has the ability to take them down. Right?
Oh yeah. If it's two women, it'll come.
Or two men.
But wait, is the intruder? Okay, fair enough. It just if the intruder breaks in, it's two women. It's going to come down to who has the ability to take the intruder down. Like, because you're saying that women share the same capacity of like physical strength, right?
No, it's not about. No, listen. What I'm saying is, even if it's two men in the room, like you and your brother.
Yeah, me and my brother.
And
sure.
And an intruder comes in.
Yeah.
It's about who has the ability between the two of you. Both of you are men. Okay. Yeah. But it's about who has the ability to take them down. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but maybe because
1 second, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Point, right? Maybe you might be a lot more technical, and he might be more of the strength guy. Maybe someone can have an idea of how to take them down, and then you may have the extra strength to also take them down. But for someone like me who does not think like you, I compare the mental strength as just as important as a physical strength. That is why I'm saying that I don't view, like when you're saying that men lead and women follow, I don't necessarily view it that way, because I think that strength can be defined in many ways. So for example, let me just do one more example and then you can come in. When we talk about like a war, for example, right? And, back in the days, people like countries who would win wars were based on like different types of weapons. But since COVID came, you don't necessarily have to draw GUN to win a war, right? You can really create some sort of an airborne disease to destroy an entire civilization. You don't have to use strength in a physical form. You can use a mental strength to come up with the airborne disease that can destroy an entire civilization. So what would you call that? Someone having the ability to think outside the box and able to destroy you. So it's really, for me, looking at history and where we're going is going to move from physical strength to more of like a mental strength, like being able to think outside the box to be able to win over the next person.
Okay. Another example. Right. I think I understand your argument. Let me still a minute. Let me make sure I got it right. Let me make sure I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong. You're simply saying that from a not from a capacity level, but from a experience level. If you have a woman in a situation and an intruder breaks in, then it's going to come down to who's more skilled to fight off that intruder. Even if you have a man in a room and an intruder breaks in, it's going to come down to who has more skill to fight off the intruder. And it's also not just going to come down to physical strength, because you are under the belief that mental strength is just as important as the physical strength. So it's going to come down to that. Now, you know what you did, right? What you did was you flipped my hypothetical question. My hypothetical question is about gender roles. Well, the prompt is about gender roles. Men lead, women follow. It's a comparison of men and women, not a comparison of women and men on men. So what you did was you flipped the hypothetical question to fit your narrative so you can make a nonsensical point. We all know that if an intruder breaks in and it's two men in a room or in a house, well, all right, it's going to come down to who's more brave, who's more skilled, who's more physically stronger, who has the will to fight off an intruder. But do you know why it would come down to that when it's two males? Is because males, from a general aspect, they share the same physical capacity.
They don't.
So, no, listen, even if it's a male that is 5'2" and it's a man that's 6 foot, well, we've all witnessed little dudes beat up big guys. You heard of the David and Goliath story. We've seen the little guy beat up a big guy. What we haven't seen, though, was a woman beat up a man. A little old woman that's 5'2" beating up a man that's 6 foot. We don't see that generally. I would say that I've never seen it, right? Maybe you may come across some weird video of a drunk guy and maybe some little chick hits him, but he was already falling off the alky, so he didn't fell off of the hit. But we never really seen a little old chick beat up a grown man, because women do not have the same physical capacity as males. So you understand that. So what I'm asking you to do is utilize some inductive reasoning, and I'm going to ask you some questions that I need some answers to, because I have to see if you're actually living in reality. So if there's a man and a woman in a house and an intruder breaks in, my question to you is, who has a higher probability of fighting off the intruder, generally, the man or the woman?
It will be based on ability.
Got it. It will be based off ability. Generally speaking, are women stronger than men?
Again, we define stronger differently.
No, we're talking about physical strength.
Okay.
So physical strength, are women physically stronger than, generally speaking? Now, we do know that there's some She-Hulks that can probably take down a dude that's eating Twinkies all day and not really asserting himself, and he's smaller, and based off his, his DNA, he's just a panty boy. But generally speaking, who's physically stronger, a man or a woman?
What I'm saying is,
can you answer that though? Because I need that question answered to see if you're living in reality.
I'm not going to pick a gender. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Okay, if it's the case that you're not going to answer questions because you do not want to pick a gender, then that means that you really don't want to engage in this debate, and you're being bad faith, and I would have to kick you off. So do you want to answer questions? If you ask me a question, I'll answer it. I'm just asking you a question. Don't evade from the question because you don't want to get caught in a lie. So answer the question. Generally speaking, who's physically stronger, a man or a woman?
It depends how you
physically stronger. I'm not talking mental or anything like that. Who's physically stronger?
Both.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If you are in a life or death situation and you can choose, you don't know anything about the person's skill level. Okay. You only know their sex. You know that it's a male, and you know that it's a female, and you're hanging off a cliff. You got 5 seconds to live. You can choose a random male to save you, or you can choose a random woman to save you. It's one or the other. You can't be both.
Okay.
Who are you going to
Okay.
choose?
I'm gonna choose a woman
Okay. And why would you choose the woman?
because you asked me to choose between two options.
No, that's fine. Thank you for answering. I just want to know why would
Yeah.
you choose the woman over the man?
That's who I think has the ability to save me off a cliff.
Fair. And why do you think that the woman has the ability to save you off the cliff?
Because I believe that she can.
And why do you think that she can over the man?
Because she's a woman.
So just because she's a woman, you believe that she
Yeah.
can save you over the man. Now,
Yes.
from her being a woman, is there something in her that is superior physically than the man?
No. No, it's not based on superiority of strength, of muscle.
So what is going to be based off? Like
Based
for
on
her
pure
to
gender.
save you, she would need to pull you up
That's fine.
off
based
the
on gender.
cliff. So it's going to take
That's
strength to pull you up. So do you think that she's going to use her empathy to get you off of the cliff?
No, you gave me two options, and I said it's based on the fact of her gender.
Oh,
So
I
not
know it's
about-
based. Listen, I'm going to repeat it
Yeah.
back. You said that it's based off the gender. Great.
Okay.
I'm just asking you, based off that gender, what aspect within the gender, within her biology, is going to make her able to pull you up off the cliff over the man?
Based on her gender, what do you want me to say? Because she has like two hands. Because she has two hands. and
Okay, she has two hands.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
hands and like hands is like you would need the grip strength, right?
That's fine. She has it. Yeah,
Do you need grip strength?
she has all of that.
Okay, now, do you think that the woman's grip strength is going to be superior than the man's generally?
Why are you comparing her to him? It's
Because
not-
you
forget
have to
about
choose
him.
which one is going to
I
be,
already
which one is going to
chose.
have the higher probability to save you.
I said the woman. Why you keep comparing her to the man?
What do you understand that currently right now, the question is for you to choose between the man and the woman. You've already chose the woman. I'm asking you questions. Why you chose the woman instead
Based
of
on
the
gender.
man? So this is why I'm
on
inserting the
gender.
man to make a comparison to see if you're living in reality.
Okay. Because my point is about the ability. It has something to do with gender, right? And then you said I should forget about my point about the ability. That we
No,
should
no,
play
no.
your
You don't
game
have to.
with-
No, no.
based
Listen,
on
listen.
Gender.
Let's not move the goalpost anywhere. It's a hypothetical question. You're hanging off an edge of a cliff. You have 5 seconds to live. You can
Okay.
choose a random man or a random woman. You said that I'll
Okay.
choose the woman. I said why?
Yes.
You said that because she's a woman. I said
Okay.
why? You said that because she's a woman, her gender. I said what about her gender would make her more capable to save you over a man saving you? I'm wanting something specific. It's going to come down to physical strength because you need to be lifted off the cliff. What other aspect is the woman going to use other than physical strength to save you?
Her ability, her skill. It doesn't
No,
have
no,
to
no,
be
no, no.
physical
Stop
strength.
it.
Yes, it doesn't have to be physical
If you're
strength.
hanging off a cliff, do you need skill to pull someone off the cliff or
Yes,
do you need
You
strength?
actually do. You actually do.
Okay,
You
what
actually
skill
do.
would you need to pull someone off of a cliff?
I'm imagining people who climb rocks are actually using a ton of skill, a ton of vision.
What
a
are you
ton of
speaking about
calculation.
climbing rocks? You are
No, I'm just saying, I'm
hanging.
giving an example.
No, no, listen, mamacita. Are you Spanish or black? What are you, white? You sound like you got a little twang in you, like a little Spanish in you. Listen, you're hanging
what you're
off a
saying.
cliff. No one needs
Why
to
don't
rock
you want to accept
climb.
my answer? I don't
Listen,
understand.
if you
don't want to accept
hanging,
my answer.
no, listen, if you're hanging off a cliff like this, the
Yes.
other person isn't hanging with you. They're
doesn't
like
matter.
on the
She
safe
could-
ground.
she could tell me
They
where
just
to
need
put
to
my
grab
hand.
you by your arms and physically lift you
That's
up. So
fine. I
what
get your
skill does
point.
that take?
That's fine. I get your point. She can give me some pointers. I don't know. She's the one who has the ability and the skill to tell me where to put my hand and where to, like, whatever it is.
Wait.
She can even tell me, like, let go of
Why
your
would
book.
you have 5 seconds. Why
It
would
doesn't
you need to put your
matter.
hand somewhere on a cliff
No. It doesn't matter.
to survive?
It doesn't
You're just
matter.
making stuff up now.
You're making stuff up. You're saying whenever when I chose a gender, you didn't like it. Now you're trying to break her down.
No,
To try to see what you can discredit
It's not that
about
I
her.
don't like
You don't
it.
know whether she's like big built or something, that she's actually like 10 times stronger than me, that she can actually lift me up. So we can create all sorts of like, we can add on to the analogy to make my
It's
point
not an
valid,
add-on to
that
the analogy. It's not an add-on. It's not an analogy. It's a hypothetical question.
and we
And
can
I'm
keep adding
simply,
on
real
to
quick,
it.
stop it. I'm simply asking you, right? I need you to give me something. Currently, you haven't said physical strength. That's what I'm alluding to. You're saying skill and ability. Well,
Okay.
it doesn't take skill and ability. If you see a cup,
Oh, another knowledge.
no, listen. What's the difference between you lifting up a cup and an ant lifting up a cup? What would be the difference?
The ability.
Like what ability?
The movement, I'm not sure. Like the movement here to pick up the cup. The act of moving the cup.
Ants lift up things all the time. If you drop a little crumb, like a breadcrumb, you'll see an ant lift that up. So ants do have the ability to lift up things. So I'm just asking you, what would be the difference of you? It's a cup on a table.
Oh my God.
What's the difference between you and the
doesn't
ant? Is
matter
it
the
skill and
analogy.
ability,
What
or
don't you
is it physical
understand?
strength?
It doesn't matter the
No,
analogy you're
stop
bringing
it.
up.
You're
You keep
living in
changing it.
delusion land.
I'm
What's
not
the
living in
difference
delusion land. You
between
cannot
you and
compare.
the ant lifting up a cup?
You
Skill
cannot
or
compare
ability or physical strength? Can you answer it, or I
all
got to
of
boot
it.
you?
All of it. Strength, ability, physicals, all of that.
Okay. Oh, so listen. So it is physical strength then.
It's included, yes.
Okay. So physical strength is included into it. Now let's go
Okay.
back to the hypothetical with you hanging off a cliff.
Okay.
Now, if it's the case that physical strength
okay.
is included in the woman saving you because that's the one you chose, and you think that the
Yes.
woman, you think that you would have a higher probability of being saved by a woman rather than a man when you're hanging off a cliff with only 5 seconds to live.
Yes, that's
I'm
fine.
asking you, who has, generally speaking, more physical
do
strength,
generals.
the man or the woman?
I don't do physical strength.
No, stop. You just did physical strength when it came to
With-
you and the
with
ant. I want you to do
Yes,
physical strength now
because
because I
those
want
are
the chat
different-
to listen
two
to this, right?
different
I want the chat to understand this. When it comes to men and women, she don't want to answer questions. But when it comes to an ant and
You
a
can-
woman
you
or
can
ant and a man, she
compare
wants to
ant-
answer questions.
That is not even no. You can't
Answer
you can't
the
compare
question.
Ants to animals. I mean,
Can you
ants
answer the
to
question?
people. This is two people. You're comparing two people, and when it comes to two people, it's about ability. Like if you are comparing two ants, it
You
would be
just
based on
admitted,
ability. So
listen
if
real
you're
quick.
comparing two human
Did
beings,
you not just admit that it's, this is your words. You said it's ability and
Because
it's
you're
skill and
comparing an
ability and
ant
it's
to a
physical
person.
strength, right? Skill and
Listen,
ability and a
listen,
physical
listen.
strength. Do you have that right?
Listen. You're comparing an animal. That's where your analogy lies. But
Chat,
you cannot compare human
let's
beings.
repeal the 19th. Had to boot her off. Low IQ, idiot. Low IQ, idiot. And not only that, this is what you also call evil. Because it wasn't like she didn't have the ability to answer a question in an honest way. She just didn't want to answer the question because in her mind, some way, somehow, she views a man as the oppressor and the woman as the oppressed. So therefore, she has to reverse something to make it seem that there's no physical difference between men and women. Women can do everything a man can do. This is complete nonsense. You just witnessed a woman fully indoctrinated by feminism. That chick is a lunatic. You don't want to date a chick like her. You don't want to hire a chick like her. Those are the type of women you hit and run. Crickets, 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 crickets. Oh, wait, what'd you say? Pew. Don't even use that for recreational use if I'm really going to say something. Those chicks you don't even use for that. You don't want to mix bodily contact with her. You just may get a little bit more dumber. Because what if the condom pop? Now you got a dumb baby. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.